Special meeting of the Liquor Control Commission for Monday, January 12th, 2015 is now called to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Brady?
Here.
Commissioner Hein?
Here.
Commissioner Kruger? Here. Commissioner Lang?
Here.
Commissioner Vogel?
Here.
Chairperson Argyris?
Here, thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the special meeting of December 8th, 2014.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Hines, second by Commissioner Brady. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brady?
Yes.
Commissioner Hein?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Argyris?
Yes, thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of December 15th, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger, second by Commissioner Vogel. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brady?
Yes.
Commissioner Hein?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Argyris?
Yes, thank you. 5A, Madam Clerk.
In consideration of a Class D liquor license, Saria Ford Corporation, DBA Liquor Island, 1750 West Hence Road.
Thank you. Manager Spendelos.
Thank you. As presented this evening is consideration for a Class D liquor license, doing business as Liquor Island. I ask that any motion to approve come with the condition that all Bassett certifications are presented to staff.
By all the personnel. That is
Correct, all personnel.
okay. Is the petitioner here this evening? Come forward, please. Thank you. State your name.
Jignesh Upadhyay.
Welcome.
Thank
Any questions from the commission? No. With that, with the conditions that were stated earlier, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Vogel,
Second.
second by Commissioner Kruger. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brady?
Yes.
Commissioner Hein?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Argyris?
Yes. Welcome to Wheeling. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And just for the record, I do always read in what classification you have into the record, so just so that you're aware and the public is aware. A Class D license shall authorize the retail sale of alcoholic liquor by the package for consumption off the premises only, subject to the following. Conditions and qualifications. A Class D licensed premises shall not use more than 10% of its total floor area for the display of consumable goods other than tobacco, soft drinks, and alcoholic beverages, and limitations. No gasoline shall be sold by a Class D licensed premises. Video gaming, as defined under the Illinois Video Gaming Act, shall not be allowed in a Class D licensed premises.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
5B, Madam Clerk.
In consideration of a Class B liquor license, JLIM Food Incorporated, DBA Sushi Gallery, 73 South Milwaukee Avenue.
Thank you. Mr. Spendelos.
Thank you. Similarly, Sushi Gallery has undergone new ownership and is requesting a Class B liquor license for their facility. Again, I ask that any motion be made that include the submittal of Bassett certificates for all required personnel.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here? Come on up, folks. Please state your name.
Jay Jin.
Welcome. Any questions from the commission? I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Hines, second by Trustee Lang. I'm sorry, Commissioner Hein, second by Commissioner Lang. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brady?
Yes.
Commissioner Hein?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Argyris?
Yes, thank you.
And before I read Class B, I think we have to exchange, or at least I need to return this. It was made out to the wrong party. I believe you spoke with Martin earlier, so I'll just return that. Class B licenses shall authorize the retail sale of alcoholic liquor in sit-down restaurants for consumption on the premises and by the package for consumption off the premises, subject to the following. Conditions and qualifications. A Class B licensed premises must provide a minimum table seating capacity for meal service for 30 persons, exclusive of all bar stools, and must serve lunch or dinner at least 5 days of each calendar week in which the establishment is open. Video gaming, as defined under the Illinois Video Gaming Act, shall not be allowed in a Class B licensed premises.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from the commission? Before I ask for an adjournment, I'd like to bring to the attention that Commissioner Vogel had brought up at the last meeting. You're all set, folks. We wish you the best of luck. That we look into the initial fee waiver, and maybe at our next board meeting, bring something back to us, or our next commission meeting, bring something back to us.
We actually have 3 items for the board to discuss at the February 2nd meeting, one of which is specifically that request.
Okay, wonderful. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Kruger, second by Commissioner Brady. Roll call.
Commissioner Brady?
Yes.
Commissioner Hein?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Argyris.
Yes, thank you. The special meeting for Monday, January 12th is now called to order. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Hein?
Here.
Trustee Kruger?
Here.
Trustee Lang?
Here.
Trustee Vogel?
Here.
President Argyris.
Yes, here, thank you. There is no minutes to approve. We do have an award this evening, Madam Clerk.
Yes. Kyle McInerney, Eagle Scout Service Project.
Kyle, why don't you come on over to the side here, buddy? Got a microphone here. I just want to tell the audience here on behalf of the village board and a grateful community, Kyle, with one of his Eagle Scout projects what he chose to do was to go to the Wheeling Cemetery. He did a complete inventory of what we have out there. And I believe 574 graves, you told me, or something to that. He and his father had spent a lot of time out there and a lot of history there. And I'll let you explain that. But on behalf of us, we want to thank you, and we recognize you with the service award, and we're grateful for everything that you did, the time
Thank
you
you.
spent. Okay, so why don't you speak in the mic?
While I was at the cemetery and we were taking records of all of the people that were buried there, we found some that were all the way back from like the late 1800s, early 1900s, and I believe the oldest one we found there, I don't remember the exact name, but I remember that they were very specifically listed as how they passed away in an automobile crash, which makes sense since there weren't many seatbelts back then. And I had a lot of help from both adult volunteers and my fellow scouts to help me get the project done before Memorial Day, when all the Cub Scouts would come out and put the flags along on the veterans' graves. I actually went with the Cub Scouts this past Memorial Day to help them out to see how much easier it was for them from when I was a Cub Scout, and we got finished a lot quicker. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kyle. We really appreciate it.
Can I ask you, Kyle, you didn't run across my daughter's parakeet out there, did you? We buried it about 30 years ago.
Trustee Brady lives right behind the cemetery, that's what he said. Great job, Kyle. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And just to remind everybody, you are a high school student at Wheeling High School as well, and live here in town, so that's awesome. And thanks to the folks for encouraging him and giving him the support. We had a nice meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I learned a lot about the cemetery, which was really awesome. Thank you. We also have a proclamation this evening.
Yes, Ernest Ray Day, January 12, 2015. Ernest Ray began his employment with the Wheeling Police Department on October 1st, 1987, as a community service officer. He became a police officer on July 16, 1990, and was appointed to corporal on January 29, 1997. Throughout his career, Ernest Ray has dedicated himself to making Wheeling a safer place to live and work. After 27 years of dedicated service with the Wheeling Police Department, Ernest Ray is retiring. Dean Argyris, President of the Village of Wheeling, do hereby proclaim January 12, 2015, Ernest Ray Day in the Village of Wheeling in recognition and appreciation of his many years of dedicated service to the community and the police department.
Come on up, Ernie.
Want to
glad my wife didn't come because she never seen me cry. So, but I just want to thank everyone for the service that I done here. After going through 4 village president, 4 chief of police, and I think 3 village manager, I think it's time to move on, and particularly the age. This is a young man job. But most of all, I just like to thank the citizens of Wheeling for the time that I serve here. I have seen a lot of changes in this village in the 27 years that I've been here. I remember when Amherst Road was a 2-lane highway all the way through. There was no overpass at Milwaukee and Lake Cook. There was a four-way stoplight intersection at that time. But as Wheeling grow, I just hope and pray that God be with everyone and see everyone safely as time passes.
Thank you, Ernie. And we have another proclamation.
Yes, Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service, January 19th, 2015. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. devoted his life to advancing equality, social justice, and opportunity for all, challenged all Americans to participate in the never-ending work of building a more perfect union. Dr. King's teachings can continue to guide and inspire us in addressing challenges in our communities. The King Holiday and Service Act, enacted in 1994, designated the King Holiday as a National Day of Volunteer Service and charged the Corporation for National and Community Services with leading this effort. Since 1994, millions of Americans have been inspired by the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to serve their neighbors and communities on the King Holiday. Serving on the King Holiday is an appropriate way to honor Dr. King, meet local and national needs, bring our citizens together, and strengthen our communities and nation. The King Day of Service offers an opportunity for Americans to give back to their communities on the holiday and make an ongoing commitment to service throughout the year. King Day of Service projects are being organized by a wide range of nonprofit, private businesses, and other organizations across the nation. Citizens of Wheeling have an opportunity to participate in events throughout Northern Illinois on the King Day of Service, as well as to create and implement community service projects where they identify the need. Dean Argyris, President of the Village of Wheeling, proclaimed the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday as a day of service in Wheeling and call upon the people of Wheeling to pay tribute to the life and works of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through participation in community service projects on Martin Luther King Day and throughout the year.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Item 7, appointments and confirmations. I'd like to entertain a motion to declare a vacancy on the Board of Trustees due to the passing of Trustee Bob Hare, and at the same time to approve the appointment of Joe Vito to fill the said vacancy. Entertain that motion.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Brady, second by Trustee Vogel. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito? Oh, I'm sorry. President Argyris.
Yes, thank you. Item 8, administration of votes. Joe, can you come to the podium over there, please?
Raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I, Joseph Vito,
I, Joseph Vito,
having been elected to the office of village trustee.
having been elected to the village of,
Oh, appointed, sorry.
having been appointed,
He's a lawyer. Trustee
having been appointed to the office of trustee
in the village of Wheeling,
in the village of Wheeling,
in the counties of Cook and Lake,
in the counties of Cook and Lake,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that I will support the Constitution of the United
States
States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Joe, would you like to introduce your family since they're here?
Sure. That's my wife Jamie, my daughter Ellie in the purple, and my daughter Julia in the pink there.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
Come on up. just like to take this moment to say a couple words. I want to thank the village board for taking the time to absorb a difficult task that we all had to face with the passing of Trustee Hare, and believing in the appointment that I set forth to fulfill the rest of the term that Trustee Hare would have gone through. Joe, if anybody doesn't know Joe currently sits on our Plan Commission, which right now he'll resign from that position. He's also a senior staff attorney for American Family Insurance Company. He's on the board of governors for the Northwest Bar Association. And one of the things that I truly believe that Trustee Hare would have been proud of this selection is that when we had done our interview for Plan Commissioner, as we do for all Plan Commissioners as a board, one of the things that really I remembered truly was that Trustee Hare had put his hand on Joe's shoulder as we walked out of the conference room in the back, and was so happy to see a young man raising his family in this community and take the initiative to get involved in this community. And I thought about that, because probably the hardest thing that I had to do in the last 18 months, 19 months is to do this. But I believe that Trustee Hare would have been saying to me, or to this board, good job. That's how you started, that's how I started. We were young, we were raising our family, and we got involved in this community. So with that, Joe, I wish you the best of luck, and looking forward, as well as everybody else is, to work with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Citizens' concerns and comments, Madam Clerk?
Members of the general public may address the board with concerns or comments regarding relevant issues. The person submitting a petition, concern, or other comment shall be allotted 5 minutes to present their points and should state their name and address into the record. Ms. Smith, please.
Hi, I'm Felicia Smith. I live at 40 Prairie Park. I'm driving, wheeling, obviously. And I'm here tonight to discuss the construction site that is at the corner of Milwaukee and Lake Cook as you're exiting the ramp heading east. Gosh, it started maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, the construction over there where they took away the sunflower field. And whoever is in charge of the soil and the topping and all that kind of stuff, he might be good at what he does when he follows the rules. He doesn't tend to always follow the rules of construction work zone times. I've caught him numerous times and have called the police on him to report where he's working at like 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes it's 11 o'clock at night. Last weekend really kind of was the ice, the topping, the cherry on top. And it's 10 o'clock at night, and I was dead asleep, and I'm hearing banging, and I'm like, what's going on? So I finally get up, and I look, and I'm like, no, he's not at it again. He's doing construction already. I'm like, it's frozen. There's snow. He shouldn't be doing any construction. I call the police. They immediately thought it was snow systems. They didn't listen to my directions. I said, go to the corner of Milwaukee and Lake Cook. Finally, I got somebody over there. They stopped him, but the police left prior to the actual construction trucks leaving. So I'm on the phone again. This time I talked to the sergeant. Finally, I made a little headway. They stopped him from doing his, he was dumping extra snow. He's now approved that the snow can be dumped there. I then got in touch with Mark Monday or Tuesday of last week, and that night, Tuesday, he was out there again. I called, the sergeant came out, stopped it immediately. Since then, we haven't really had snow. I'm very concerned and curious to see what's going to happen this evening, since we do have a new amount of snow that fell overnight. It's just very frustrating that you have somebody who's here to do a job, and yet he doesn't follow the rules that are, told in Wheeling. And he's been reprimanded many, many times, and through my association, we were told he was going to be done with this project in October or November of last year, yet he isn't done with that project. So I kind of, as a citizen, and for a lot of people at Prairie Park, we're a little frustrated, especially since I know there's an opportunity that we might be starting our 5th building, and my building will once again be kind of in that little bustle of all the construction work because of the entrance. So I just wanted to come to you to make you guys aware of it and to find out why we keep letting people have a job when they can't follow the rules. I know if I wasn't following the rules, I wouldn't be in my job. If you guys weren't following your rules, you probably wouldn't be there either. So I don't know if you necessarily have answers, but I would like to know maybe who owns that property, when it's going to be done, what is being put in place to stop him and getting him to finally start following the construction rules.
Okay. John?
Well, I can tell you that Mr. Janet can be your point person and give you more information, maybe offline, but the general answer to your question is even as recently as this afternoon, we had a meeting with his attorney, and we don't think that there should be any more concern about that type of construction noise happening. So that was not happening with our approval, and we believe that we've dealt with it.
Okay.
So we're pretty confident that that won't be happening again.
Wonderful. Obviously, you know I'm not bashful. I will definitely call.
As you should.
Do we know what's going on with that, when it is expected to be done, who owns that property? Because I don't know if it's him that owns it or what the next steps are.
I know Mr. Janet could probably get back to you and give you some of the
Okay.
particulars and timelines, because with the meeting, like Manager Svandola said today, they got some answers on some of the timelines and stuff.
Okay, wonderful. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Consent agenda.
All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a board member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered after all other agenda items.
Thank you. Any concerns or questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vogel.
Second.
Second by trustee Lang. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, thank you. 13A, Madam Clerk.
Resolution to ensure that concerns and comments by the public are considered in Phase 1 of the new master plan for Chicago Executive Airport.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Manager Svandola.
Thank you. This resolution is purposely intended to echo the existing principles and tenets of all village business, but is before you this evening to highlight the concerns and views of residents as they relate specifically to the Phase 1 study of Chicago Executive Airport. I believe that Trustee Lang, Commissioner Lang, can provide a little more insight onto the background and the intention of the resolution.
Thank you.
In the interest of the residents, specifically those near the residents of Wheeling, specifically those near the airport, this resolution is requiring that the expert planners that we hired to conduct the Chicago Executive Airport Master Plan now must address the views and concerns from all our residents in all phases of the study. It had touched on it before, but it hasn't been written, and it hasn't been a written statement. Month after month, our residents come to the airport meetings and ask us to listen to their issues. Now the issues are going to be included into the study. With this decree added to the master plan, it'll actually work to solve the problems of the neighboring residents. Without the study, it'll be the same old story. We have compiled views and concerns our residents have voiced with this resolution. And with this resolution, Wheeling will assure this plan is completed correctly and the views and concerns of our residents are required to be part of this study. This is the best, most responsible time to finally address this issue, like noise, impact of expansion, quality of life, property values, and much, much more. This resolution takes the necessary steps to make this master plan of CEA work positively for the residents of Wheeling rather than against them. Instead of continuing to assure your voices will be heard, it was important to put this in writing and put it in our books so the master planners must follow it. Further, we've taken steps in meeting with our state representatives and state senator to work to assure whatever noise abatements O'Hare residents receive in the near future, Wheeling will also be considered for those same kind of noise solutions. As a reminder, the airport board is a recommending body to the owners of, to the owners of CEA, which is the Village of Wheeling, of course, and City of Prospect Heights. Any final changes to the airport plan must be approved by both the city and the Village of Wheeling. The master plan study is one of Wheeling's most valuable, the master plan study is one of Wheeling's most valuable assets that hasn't been undertaken in nearly 30 years since we have co-owned this airport. It is our responsibility to do a comprehensive plan on this asset. Recommendations will be made to this board and the City of Prospect Heights, and they will have final say on whether the plan gets moved ahead or stays as is. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Trustee Kruger?
Thank you. My only question is that the resolution references Phase 1 throughout. Manager Spondelis, you also mentioned Phase 1. Trustee Lang, you alluded to other phases. I just want to make sure that the citizens, are they only considered in Phase 1, or are they considered throughout the entire process?
No, since we're in Phase 1 right now, that's the best time to add this in. It will be for Phase 2 as well. There's a point. This is very similar to a comprehensive plan that the Village of Wheeling has done on itself. The Plan Commission has completed several years ago. And it's no different from that. You get public input at that point and public commentary. There are plans for that to happen starting February 18th and 19th. Wheeling and Prospect Heights will have a 2 nights in a row at a hangar at the airport. All this will be posted shortly as soon as it's finalized. But it'll provide experts in areas of noise, in areas of pilots, and anything that matters around the airport that residents will be invited in to ask specifically and ask their questions and get their concerns if they haven't already raised their concerns. We've heard many concerns, and there's a website, in fact, out about the airport, and that was pretty helpful to look up everybody's concerns and tally them up. It kind of helped in putting this together.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you.
And so to answer, Phase 2 isn't planned yet. Once it is, then there will be another stage where the residents, of course, will be a big part of it.
As long as they can be heard throughout the process. And they're not just limited. I think that's great. Thank you very much.
Trustee Vogel?
I agree with Trustee Lang. I think it's very important that we give the residents the comfort to know that their input is going to be taken into consideration and will become part of the final plan. And if there's no other questions, I'll make a motion we approve.
See anybody else from the board? Trustee Brady?
Just one, these 6 items that are being reaffirmed here have been the rules since this airport was taken over by the community. We've always lived by these rules. I think it was a good time to reaffirm them with the community that this is the things that we and the airport board and Prospect Heights look out for. There's never going to, and most of the questions that come from the citizenry and the neighbors are all pretty much based on one of these 6 issues, and I think they're going to be taken care of. It's just that I've been here for 40-some years. There have been some studies done on this airport, none as thorough and comprehensive as this one's going to be. And this should carry the Village of Wheeling for a long time with our oversee of this airport and where we want it to go, not where FAA or anybody else wants it to go. It's where we want it to go. So I don't think anybody has to worry so much. You will know what's going on when the time is right, and the issues that the panel that's studying this get them and bring them to us. We'll be able to discuss them openly, and you'll see. I don't think we're going to have to worry. But believe me, we're all watching. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to echo what was said earlier, as of today, staff from either community, whether it be Prospect Heights or Wheeling, has seen anything regarding our Phase 1 study. The mayor and I met for breakfast last month, and we both agreed upon having a public hearing hosted for 2 days to make it convenient for either Prospect Heights and Wheeling citizens before any act of approving anything is done. In a spirit of transparency and being partners with our residents and from both communities, we choose to do this. So we have a tentative date of February 18th, February 19th, and it may be a little bit sooner or a little bit later, depending on when this study is done. But I can assure all the residents of the Village of Wheeling and businesses, we've seen nothing. We actually don't know anything yet, and we're anxiously waiting to see what this Phase 1 study brings to this staff of ours and to our community. So, and again, just to be clear, no action will be taken without any public hearing. We are going to have public hearings on this stuff before any action is taken before this board. So I entertain a motion by Trustee Vogel, second by
Me.
Trustee
Second.
Brady. I'm sorry. Okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Juris?
Yes, thank you. 13B.
Ordinance granting special use approval for a medical cannabis dispensary within an existing industrial building, 2160 Foster Avenue, docket number 2014-18.
Thank you. Director Janik.
Thank you. Tonight, the petitioners are here requesting an approval for a medical cannabis facility at 2160 Foster. This is a vacant building currently. It's approximately 5,000 square feet. There is the proposal, as part of the proposal, they're proposing to change the facade of the building, add some landscaping, and, as well as do some lighting on the outside of the building. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this 5-0. At their meeting recently, the site is zoned both I-1 and I-3.
There's a couple of conditions.
Yes, there's 3 conditions. Number 1, that the hours of operation may be increased to 6 a.m. or from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. in accordance with the state regulations, that the special use is subject to approval of a dispensary license by the state of Illinois, and the business shall be subject to an impact fee with the frequency and amount of the payment as established by the corporate authorities under an amendment to the Wheeling Municipal Code, the ordinance 4907 passed December 15th, 2014. Now, the operation of this use at the Planning Commission was proposed to be 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. But as the condition here states, they are allowed to expand those times.
Thank you. Petitioners are here. Why don't you introduce yourselves, please?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I'm Kevin Wolfberg from the law firm Shane Banks, and here on behalf of Midwest Patient Resource Center. And I have with me a representative of Midwest Patient Resource Center, Janet Semick. We're both here to answer any questions, and we appreciate the time of the board.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Trustee Lang.
Thank you. I didn't see in the Plan Commission report, but was there any residents from, you have residential behind there, Prospect Heights. Had anyone shown up at the meetings and that was posted properly?
We sent out the proper notices, and it was also, there was a sign posted in front of the building, and no residents showed up.
Okay, very good.
Anybody else? I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Lang.
Second.
Second by Trustee Krueger with the conditions that were stated for the record. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes, thank you. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to follow up on that item, for those of you that are wondering, because we had said in December that the state had announced that they were going to be making decisions on the license in this regard for medical cannabis, we have still not heard any decision from the state. They've made no rulings to assign licensing that I'm aware of. Jim, anything?
No, nothing new, although I think it's coming soon. They said by the end of close to the end of the year, so I would think in the next month or so, we'll start issuing licenses. There was a delay.
Thank you.
Excuse me, question? Sure. What happens, I don't, Jim or John, what happens to the other applications that we've approved, the other special uses that we've approved if the state, once the state decrees who gets it? Do they just go away?
The state will pick one, as you know. There's dispensing districts.
Yes.
The district in this area is the main Wheeling Township District. Our village code says if a special use is not commenced within 1 year of being granted, it expires. So it will simply expire. It will expire as a matter of law.
In reading the articles related to this that have been coming out lately, they're calling round one or phase one here, an experiment, in cannabis for health reasons. And if they're seeing how this is going to go, and if it's very successful, and I don't know how long this is going to take, they could possibly increase the places that they can sell this. If it happens so that they all of a sudden increase it before the end of the year, I mean, we'd have to open 3 more?
You would have to open what you've approved. Chances of that occurring, I think, are slim or none, given how long it's taken to grant 1 round of licensing. The state of Illinois is the most restrictive medical cannabis program in the country. Well, I think this is going to be baby steps along the way here. But I suppose if that occurs, then you're looking at more than one.
That concerns me is if all of a sudden this becomes very popular and they want to make up more places for people to get their medical cannabis, all of a sudden the people that have applied here say, well, I already have had a proof for special use, I want one now. Can we say no?
Well, as you know, with a special use, when you consider a special use, you consider standards. And you'd have to determine whether or not a zoning applicant is entitled to a special use based on whether the standards have been met. You simply never say, we're only going to allow 1 fast food restaurant in town. We're only going to allow 1 gas station in town. You wouldn't be able to say, we're only going to allow 1 medical cannabis facility in town. You can deny special uses if the standards aren't met. So if there's some standard we can tie a denial to, then you certainly can deny one in the future. But again, this is, it's a pilot program.
Yep.
To think that a pilot program within a year is going to be expanded, I think those are great questions, but I think you're going to find pretty quickly that
in reading some of the,
it's unwarranted.
Some of the problems that they're having in Colorado, which some of it is recreational, I understand.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, they do have quite a problem there with security and police.
But it's legalized beyond medical, as you know. I read as recently as a couple of weeks ago, there were only 300 patients approved statewide for medical marijuana. So it's moving very, very slowly on all sides of the fence here.
I mean, this is, akin to prohibition, years ago, way before my time, but nevertheless, I just would hate to see this get to a point where all of a sudden we can't say no and we're flooded with them.
Again, you can say no based on a special use application and standards having been met or not met. A zoning code that says we're only going to allow 1, that's just simply a zoning code that you can't approve. You're going to have to determine whether or not future requests, if you get them, Ken, if you get future requests at all, are in fact zoning compliant. But as far as, again, as this program expanding this year, within a year of your round of special uses, I think the chances of that are very, very slim.
Right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. 13C.
Ordinance amending Title 19 Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 9.24, Schedule A, Designation of Yield Intersections, Section 9.24.010, Schedule A, Designated of the Wheeling Municipal Code to designate Picardy Lane at Meyerson Way as an intersection with a yield sign.
Thank you. Chief Benson?
Thank you, President Argyris. Pursuant to citizen complaints of near crashes and poor sight lines at the intersection of Picardy Lane and Meyerson Way, the Wheeling Police Department Traffic Unit conducted a feasibility study for the potential placement of a traffic control device sign at that intersection. As a result of the study, it is our recommendation that we place a yield sign, and the yield sign would require westbound Picardy Lane to yield to north and southbound Meyerson Way traffic. And the reason for that is it being a T intersection, Meyerson is the through traffic where Picardy ends westbound at Meyerson Way. If this ordinance is passed, Public Works would install the appropriate signage and we would start enforcing it approximately 30 days after installation.
Thank you. I know you and I had talked about this, and I had been out to that site. There are a lot of young children there, and I thought myself, the traffic doesn't stop. I mean, these guys just fly through there, and I appreciate the police department going that extra mile there and getting something there safe for the residents in that area there.
I think the yield sign will be helpful.
I think it will. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Brady.
Second.
Second by trustee Hein. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, thank you. 13D.
Resolution authorizing change order number 1 and final to the construction contract with Arrow Road Construction for the 2014 Motor Fuel Tax Street Improvement Program.
Thank you. Director Janik.
Thank you. On June 3rd, 2014, the Village Board approved Resolution 14-63, awarding a $1.637 million contract to Arrow Road Construction for MFT street improvements for 2014. These improvements included total reconstruction of Moores Avenue, a portion of Willie Avenue, as well as a 5-inch grind and overlay resurfacing of the entirety of Harmony Village, Subdivision, Crescent Drive, Wheeling Avenue, and a portion of Willie Avenue. Wheeling Avenue and a portion of Willie Avenue. This resolution is a change order for a alteration in the contract for a reduction of approximately $188,000 from the contract that was approved by the board in June. This reduction totals approximately 11.5% from the original contract. There's an attachment to this, to the resolution that shows the numerous different ways there were additions and deductions from this contract, and that it does total a reduction of $188,000.
Thank you, Mark. Questions from the board? I like these approvals. These are good ones.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job
Let's
again.
go and see.
Nice to hear that, for a change.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vogel.
Second.
Second by trustee Krueger. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, thank you. 13E.
Resolution approving a 1-year contract renewal with Dendler Incorporated for the jointly bid 2015 crack sealing services.
Thank you. Director Janik.
Thank you. The village in the past, particularly the last 5 years, has spent a substantial amount of money on crack sealing of the various roadways in the village. These are both concrete and asphalt roadways. What's before you tonight is a request to renew a contract with Dendler for crack sealing for 2015. There's 14 municipalities that have been involved with a joint contract with this company. This is the third year we're doing it with this particular company, and although we're reducing from last year the amount that we're spending on this program, it's very important that we do this, particularly with the most recent patch and grind program that the village is involved in. Not only are there a lot of cracks in the roadways, but this crack sealing avoids moisture getting underneath the roadway, affecting the base and causing more cracks in the pavement.
Thank you. Questions from the board? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Brady, second by trustee Vogel. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes. 13F.
Resolution authorizing the village president and clerk to execute a utility easement agreement.
Thank you. Attorney Ferrillo.
Thank you, President Argyros. Before the board tonight is an easement that would allow for the installation of electrical lines that would run from Prairie Park to the compensatory storage basin that has been constructed on village property on Meadow Lane. This easement would go over Prairie Park land as well as land to the west of Prairie Park. Both properties owned by the Smith family. On the Prairie Park land, there was a blanket easement that was instituted when the project was built. The Smith family, through one of their corporations, is granting an easement over the land to the west that would allow electrical conduit to reach the basin on village property on Meadow Lane. The electric service would power a pump to allow for the pumping out of water from time to time into the diversionary channel on an as-needed basis. Anything I missed, Mr. Janik?
I think you got everything.
Okay. Thank you. Questions from the board? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Brady.
Second.
Second by trustee Hein. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Jarvis?
Yes, thank you. 13G.
Resolution authorizing the village president and village clerk to execute an agreement between the Village of Wheeling and the Chicago North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau relative to membership in the Bureau.
Thank you. Director Malaney.
Thank you, President Argyris. The Westin Chicago North Shore Hotel and Convention Center approached the village regarding funding for membership in the Chicago North Shore Convention Bureau to enhance marketing and promotional efforts for conventions, overnight accommodations, restaurants, museums, cultural attractions, and entertainment venues in Wheeling. We prepared a membership agreement with the Chicago North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau. The mission of the Bureau is to promote awareness and encourage patronization of member hotels, restaurants, nearby businesses, and visitor attractions by conducting strategic outreach activities to tour groups, convention and event planners, and individuals planning to visit and explore the area with the ultimate aim of increasing tax revenues and stimulating economic development and growth. The Convention Bureau targets meetings and group tours with an attendance of 350 or less within a 300-mile radius of Northbrook and Chicago's North Shore. In order for the Westin Chicago North Shore or any other Wheeling business to participate in the Convention Bureau, the Village of Wheeling must enroll as a municipal member of the Bureau and certify that the Convention Bureau is the Bureau of Record with the Illinois Office of Tourism and pay annual membership and hotel dues. Membership in the North Shore Convention Bureau will enhance the village's hotel and sales tax revenues by attracting new convention business and restaurant business to Wheeling. For the first year of membership, the village will be responsible to pay the hotel dues, the initial administrative fee, plus 50% of the 2015-2016 annual dues. The hotel dues are calculated by multiplying $25 by the number of hotel rooms in the municipality. There are currently 571 rooms in Wheeling. Therefore, the annual hotel dues is $14,275. The initial administration fee is $33,400. The annual membership dues for July 1st, 2015 to 12/31/2015 is $33,400. And the annual dues for the that will be invoiced in 2016 is $33,400 for a total of $114,475. Village staff is recommending that the village board approve funding for the Convention Bureau membership with the Chicago North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau to market and promote conventions, overnight accommodations, restaurants, museums, cultural attractions, and entertainment venues in Wheeling. Chicago North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau represents a good geographic fit and will include Wheeling and other hotel, restaurant, and hospitality-related offerings on the North Shore. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Questions from the board? Trustee Lang?
John, just one question about the number of hotel rooms. Does that include some of the motels on Milwaukee Avenue?
We have the three hotels, the Westin Chicago North Shore with 412 rooms, the Hawthorne Suites Hotel down on Palatine Road, and then the Wishing Well Hotel on Milwaukee Avenue for a total of 571 rooms.
And those can't be excluded by any means, or nothing that we want to exclude, or?
No, we have to, it's based upon a formula that's provided by the Convention Bureau in the state of Illinois that you include all the hotel rooms in your community.
Okay.
Anybody else?
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Lang.
Second.
Second by Trustee Krueger. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, thank you. Official communication, I'm going to start with Trustee Brady today.
Welcome, Trustee Vito,
Thank you.
to the family up here.
Thanks, Ken.
That's it, I have nothing else.
Okay. Trustee Lang?
Same. Joe, welcome aboard and look forward to working with you more.
Thank you.
Trustee Hein?
Welcome aboard, Joe. Thanks.
Trustee Krueger?
Welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
And Trustee Vogel?
Welcome aboard, Joe. And also, many of you know George Eber, who's normally here and speaking before the meeting starts. If you can keep his wife in your prayers. She's going through a couple surgical procedures that are a little touch and go right now, and it's going to be a long haul for her and him. So if we can keep them in our prayers and thoughts, be appreciated.
Thank you, Trustee Vogel.
So thank you.
And Trustee Vito?
Just thanks for the opportunity of letting me serve on the board and voting me in. I'm looking forward to serving out this term and working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Clerk Simpson?
All I have is welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
Manager Sfondelis?
I will echo that. Welcome.
Thanks.
I have a couple of things this evening. First of all, this last week, we swore in 2 new officers, Officer Paul Vallis and Michael Rossi, and we congratulate them on joining the force. Our police department is really getting to the point now where we almost have a basketball team. These guys are like 6'5", they're big, young, strappy fellows, and it's we welcomed him at the police station with the swearing in last week, and it was nice to see some young guys getting involved with our community, so I appreciate that. We do have a birthday wish this week. It's Trustee Lang's birthday on Thursday, so we wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's so nice. Where's the cards?
Yeah, the card, it's in the mail. We just signed
There
them
might
tonight.
be one, right? There might be one in that pile. Save the Village's stamp.
You were supposed to bring
No, I mean the ones with the,
You're supposed to bring
the
cake.
check
yeah,
in
you were
it
supposed to bring your homemade pizza, you know.
Yeah.
for my buddies.
Also, I'm going to have Chief Benson, yesterday, we got the 911 dispatch up and running, a project that our staff, along with the City of Des Plaines staff, on having the police 911 dispatch here at our police station. It's a joint venture between our municipality and the City of Des Plaines, and we got word yesterday. I was excited to hear that it's up and running, and Chief, you were a big instrumental part of that, along with your staff, and so maybe you want to say a couple words about that.
Thank you, President Argyros. Yes, it was a huge undertaking. It was August of 2013 where we started sitting down for serious meetings, and the amount of work that was done and the amount of cooperation between the 2 organizations has just been incredible, from the IT departments to the support services of both departments. I can't tell you how many meetings were held between the 2 to lead to a smooth and seamless operation yesterday morning from the first call at 7 a.m., and there's been, knock on wood, no glitches so far.
Good job. And you got it done sooner than what you had thought, by a few days, I hear.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Everything all along the timelines came in ahead of time throughout the project. And again, I can't thank the team enough on both sides, especially Des Plaines, who are a pleasure to work with.
Right. You know, today, on a different note, I don't know those who watched or were able to watch Governor Now Rauner's inaugural speech. And again, the first 30 seconds into that speech, the Village of Wheeling was mentioned, with a manufacturer business in our community called Keats Manufacturing. So I just wanted to share some of the things that was in the Herald Online earlier today, that the governor had stated that in the process, I've met thousands of small business owners in our discussions. I've been stunned by how many of them are frustrated and in trying to build their businesses here and thinking of leaving, which is very discouraging for all of us. I visited one company called Keats Manufacturing in Wheeling, and he gave a little history. Back in 1958, Bert and Glenn Keats started a metal stamping company in a storefront on Cicero Avenue in Chicago. Their father had never made it past high school, but both of them made it through college and were eager to start out on their own. They had one employee and a couple of machines. They worked long hours, a second job, sacrificed much, but they made it, and their company took off. Today, Keats manufacturers employ 110 Illinois workers and has nearly 75 machines running 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. The story of Bert and Glenn Keats was not an uncommon path in our state, and it wasn't just Chicago, it was just manufacturing. It was Peoria, it was Rockford, it was Decatur, it was agriculture, it was transportation, it was technology. Illinois was a place where people like Bert and Glenn Keats from all over our country, indeed from all over the world, wanted to come because Illinois was a land of opportunity almost without parallel in America. Today, Illinois is very different, the governor stated. The grandsons of Bert and Glenn Keats tell me they couldn't have started their company in Illinois if it was today. When their grandfather started the company, all its customers were Illinois companies. They went door to door to find them. But today, none of their customers are Illinois companies. They had left. And the grandsons told me that they themselves are feeling the pressure of higher taxes and high regulation. Today, Illinois is not able to compete effectively with our neighboring states. Our citizens are suffering because of it, and in many cases, they are up and leaving. This just goes to show you that the Keats family, who we all know, who employ a good number of employees in this community, and decided it very easily could have left and gone to a different state. Instead, they stuck it out. And I commend them for that. Beyond that, when we had a call to get manufacturers involved with this high school, to get them involved with our chamber, they were the first ones to step up. Today, one of the Keats boys acts as one of the board of directors of our Chamber of Commerce. And I think that gives us all a little bit of hope that we have some hope out there that things will change. But it just caught me off guard where 30 seconds into his speech, Wheeling, Keats Manufacturing in Wheeling. And if he said Keats once, he must have said it a dozen times during that speech. So good for those folks, good for the governor for recognizing how important manufacturing is for all of us, and especially in our community, because of the large vast of industrial that we have, the opportunities we have with the high school. And, you know, to be honest, the future of the world is manufacturing. And for this country, it is manufacturing. And I think if anything is going to bring the state of Illinois back is to have that mentality to keep these jobs, keep these companies here. I commend our economic development staff. It's been the mentality since we've hired you, John, since I've sat in the center seat, is to get the industrial base going again, create the jobs, have programs out there that'll help kids. College isn't for everybody, but the overwhelming response from the manufacturers that decided to stay here, working with our economic development staff, working with our chamber, working with the high school, I'm excited about this year. I really am, and I think it's just going to get better regarding that. So I wanted to share that with everybody, and it's nice to hear the positive when things of our family, our companies in Wheeling are being recognized on a state level and also on a federal level. So I think that's a great thing. That's all I have. Entertain a motion to approve the bills for December 11, 2014 through January 7, 2015. Entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by trustee Lang, second by trustee Vogel. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, thank you. We do not have executive session this evening, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Hein, second by trustee Krueger. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Hein?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, thank you. Good night, everyone. See you next week.